Welcome to Old Navy.
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 Hey everybody, welcome back to What the Hell Happened to Them? A title fight is brewing. That's right, Eddie Murphy versus Jim Carrey. I am your host, Patrick Skeyhill, and joining me on the line is a man who likes to exit into the night, Joe Min Chang.
Oh, hey, I got that joke. I remember that one. That's good.
And on the audio boards is Lev Van Rensselaer reminding me to remind you that you can email the cast at whathappenedtothemcast@gmail.com. And our sponsor this week is Cardma. You tired of sending well wishes to people who really don't deserve them? Wish you had a card that could express all of your negative feelings towards somebody? Well, get a card from Cardma. Give them what's coming. All right, Joe, what movie are we doing this week?
We watched Eddie Murphy in Eddie Murphy. That's the little tagline. It's Meet Dave. We met Dave. We had a fun time meeting Dave. Didn't we have a fun, joyous time meeting Dave?
That's interesting. That's the tagline, because on the DVD cover it says he's a spaceship and out of this world. And I'm like, oh yeah, obviously he's a spaceship, you dummy. I know how they work. Anyway, yes, it's the movie that asks the question, what if Star Trek were riding Eddie Murphy?
Oh, I'm glad that we asked that question.
All right, what happens in this movie?
A spaceship shaped like a human lands face first on Liberty Island. Its crew of tiny, intelligent, and unemotional beings is looking for an orb sent from its planet to extract the ocean salt which will ruin Earth. The orb is in the possession of Josh, the fifth grade son of a single mom whose car strikes the ambulatory alien spaceship and cripples its power supply. The crew has 48 hours to recover the orb, throw it in the Atlantic, and leave Earth. Over the course of 2 days, the ship's crew experiences chaos and emotion in New York. Do Earth's giants, Josh and his mom, have anything to teach these brainy aliens? Meanwhile, mutiny is afoot and cops are closing in.
That one kept going. All right. I guess this was the movie I was confusing with Pluto Nash, but I find it odd that I confused them because they came out like, 6-8 years apart? Like they weren't even in the vicinity of each other.
But he likes, I don't know, what does he like?
I don't know. He didn't like Pluto Nash, though he did like unofficially direct it, parts of it.
He really likes making laugh-free comedies. Did you laugh? I didn't have a bad time. I just didn't laugh.
I think one of his Old Navy lines might have gotten me. The premise itself seemed reasonable.
Yeah, why not?
I often use the phrase like, that was a movie that only had one draft. I usually use it as tongue-in-cheek as a way to describe a movie that wasn't very good. It didn't seem very thought out. This movie actually felt like it was one draft. Like, you had an idea, you did the rough sketch of plot lines and character arcs, and maybe you should have gone back and fine-tuned it. You know, but here we had a lot of dangling plot threads and half-ass sequences and half-ass character arcs, and, the directing was fine enough, but the whole idea could have been made, more reasonable with more revisions. Like, you could have gotten more jokes out of the premise. There's something there, but like what Eddie Murphy's in Murphy girlfriend is like, all right, I love you. Oh, now I'm betraying you. Now I'm suddenly not betraying. Like, I bet that could have been a little more like, maybe we find better motivations for all of these heel turns. Rather than just like, we got the synopsis of like, okay, she's gonna love him, but then he spurs her, so she betrays him, but then she realizes the guy's crazy, so then she doesn't unbetrays him, and it felt like we got a plot synopsis, and they just stretched it out for 90 minutes.
78 minutes.
The conspiracy theory cop, that one felt like it went a little too easily, and they didn't really know what they were doing with Kevin Hart. They just needed him to get them at the place at the right time.
Yeah, he was like kind of starting to pop about this time.
Yes, interestingly, Scott Caan, played a cop in Hawaii Five-0 not long after this.
Scott Caan.
Meanwhile, his partner, Mike O'Malley, played a security guard in Yes Dear a couple years before this came out. So these guys getting typecast.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
Yeah.
The director, Brian Robbins, let's go through his filmography.
Okay. I know he did Norbit. And I was told he's going to do another film, so let's not.
That's the last one. I'll leave that one for a surprise. I'll leave that for the capper. In 2012, we'll visit his last movie.
Okay.
That's the last time he made a movie. They said no more, Mr. Robbins. So he starts his career in 1995 making a documentary film called The Show. Looks like it stars Russell Simmons, who's the Def Jam founder. Okay. All right. So that's just a documentary. Then he heads over into feature films and the narrative features of Good Burger. His first feature, Good Burger. Follows that up with Varsity Blues. Makes sense. Follows that up with Wrestling Picture starring Scott Caan, Ready to Rumble.
I'm following.
This is year after year, by the way. He follows that up immediately with Hardball, the Keanu Reeves sad baseball movie.
Okay.
Then he does the SAT score, like they steal the SAT scores, the perfect score.
Okay.
Then the only movie I haven't seen besides his last movie that we won't talk about yet is The Shaggy Dog, starring Tim Allen.
Huh. We were on a trend until The Shaggy Dog. It was like, he does African-American comedies and sad white people sports movies.
Yep. And
also The Shaggy Dog.
He does it with washed up people in 2006, like Tim Allen and Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. Robert Downey Jr. is 1 year away. I guess he had done Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but...
Yeah, I like to think that Kevin Feige's in the studio and he's like, the Shaggy Dog movie's so good. You know who we could get to play Iron Man.
Well, I mean, that's probably what he saw because he didn't see Zodiac yet. Yeah, then he does Norbit and Meet Dave, and then the last feature that we will discuss.
Well, you know why he hasn't been making any movies, Joe?
Tell me.
I'll tell you, because from 2018 to 2025, he was the CEO of Nickelodeon.
Whoa! Good for him!
They were like, hey, listen,
what an interesting career move.
You put Good Burger on the map, you're getting up here. You know what else he was doing from 2021 to 2025 at the same time that he was CEO of Nickelodeon? He was also president of Paramount.
Wow! I found out he was also the story writer and producer of Big Fat Liar, a Nickelodeon movie.
Yeah, he was already in there. In fact, he was the co-CEO of Paramount Global up until they recently sold it like 3 weeks ago.
Okay, and also, he produced Coach Carter, which is a sad basketball movie, but with black people.
So he's combining his two loves.
It's good. It's good.
The things you're finding are less interesting than the things I found. And by I found, I mean they were sent to me by my man on the street, Mr. Andrew McCune.
Oh, nice. He was a writer on All That back in 1994. This makes sense.
Well, that would explain how he got into Good Burger.
Directed and produced on Keenan and Kel, and directed and produced and wrote on Cousin Skeeter.
Yep, okay.
All right. These are all before he became the Nickelodeon guy.
And also, aside from running Nickelodeon and Paramount Pictures Global simultaneously, he was also the Chief Content Officer, Movie and Kids and Family for Paramount Plus until all this merger happened. He was like holding that company up on his back until he was waiting for somebody to buy it.
We never appreciated him.
He's just like, I just got to get you to the finish line. He's like, oh, man, all my training on Meet Dave didn't prepare me for this.
Oh, my God. You're going to love this. Oh, my God. You're going to love this.
What?
He was an actor back in the day. In 1982, he was on this little show that I think you've been looking for. It's called Archie Bunker's Place. There, I found something interesting for you. He's also on The Facts of Life.
1982. Those are the years I can't find. He was on Taxi. Who did he play on Taxi?
He played Young Man.
Okay. No, that's not going to happen.
The episode is Alex the Gopher.
I'll watch it again, and and see if I can spot him.
He's also an actor on Three's Company, Knight Rider, Different Strokes, Newhart, Charles in Charge, Growing Pains, Mr. Belvedere, Head of the Class was, 114 episodes of that one.
All right, so he's one of the main characters. I definitely have seen him then. I've seen that show, and I've seen probably all those other shows.
He was Eric Mardian.
Yeah, I don't remember anyone's name in that show, other than the guy who was in Keenan and Kel, interestingly enough. The white guy in Keenan and Kel was on Heads of the Class as well.
Interesting. Well, this guy is a white guy. He looks like this. Does that look familiar to you?
Yeah, maybe not that age.
I don't think that's the store manager.
It's not the store manager. That guy was Chris Parnell, I believe his name was.
Oh, okay.
I really thought it was a black man. I won't lie. Maybe that's racist. I assumed I was getting a black man.
Just for your FYIs.
Yeah.
He also was in 2 episodes, because they were part 1 and part 2 of Full House. Your favorite show.
I know. I am surprised. I have seen apparently just about all of this man's movies.
I know, me too. I gotta watch the Shaggy Dog. I gotta complete it.
I would not have guessed that. Yeah, Shaggy Dog and whatever this other Eddie is, and we will have completed.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God,
Brian
we're doing
Robbins.
it this year. I'll find it for you. I'm gonna find it because that movie has actually been in my watch list since almost Letterboxd.
Oh, you wanted to watch that movie? Okay.
No, well, I wanted to watch it because I was like, well, how far down the hole was Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah. No wonder they did the Good Burger too. That guy was running the show.
I know.
He's like a big Keenan and Kel stan.
Yeah.
It all makes sense now. It's all coming together. What took so long? I'll tell you what took so long. The pandemic, you fool.
Well, that movie was first made in 1997, and I think the new one came out like a year ago.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to the movie. Eddie Murphy comes to Earth.
If you want to.
Yeah, they're not here for Brian Robbins. All right, they're here.
I am.
They're for Eddie Murphy. And this movie where they come to Earth to hunt, everybody's hunting for the salt melange.
The salt melange?
The salt melange, yes. They all want the salt. Their planet needs salt, so they're going to take Earth's planet. And in the course of the movie, they realize, maybe we don't want to take all of Earth's salt, because then Earth will implode. And that is what that device is for. They'd say that the summary said the device is in the possession of like that kid.
Yeah.
But it's not actually. Other than our awkward, kind of clunky 4-minute prologue, it actually is not in the kid's possession for the rest of the movie. It is just like a really lazy MacGuffin where Eddie's like, hey, kid, I need the thing. And he's like, I don't have the thing. And then they kind of screw around for a little bit. And then they're like, oh, we should go get the thing. And they're like, there's the thing. And then they beat up a kid and take it. And then they kind of screw around with it a little more. And then the bad guy uses it. And then they unuse it. And then they leave. The end. See, like you can see, we have the broadest of strokes here for a plot outline. And nobody wanted to like flesh it out or tinker it or make it flow a little better. Eddieisms, being the weird robot trying to blend in with the humans, is sort of hit and miss. Sometimes it seems like they got something and sometimes they didn't. So like another draft or two might have really fleshed it out.
Do you think this has like elements of Inner Space? The Joe Dante movie?
I don't know that one. Joe Dante? Like
good movie.
Grandma's Boy? Is that Joe Dante? No.
No. Joe Dante made like Gremlins.
Okay.
Joe Dante made this movie called Inner Space starring Dennis Quaid and Martin Short. And Dennis Quaid operates a little vehicle that gets shrunk down that goes into Martin Short through an injection from a needle. It's a very funny movie.
Okay. So it's like the Fantastic Voyage.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's funny. And it was made in like 89.
Comedy, Fantastic Voyage.
Martin Short's very funny in it.
Yeah, I think he can be funny.
He can be funny. You're so rude. Well, I should just bring it to you. Eddie Murphy considers Meet Dave as one of the worst movies he ever made. I even played a spaceship once. That shit didn't go well.
Wow, even more than Norbit? Like, this I thought had a little more craft to it than Norbit. It just was like undercooked.
Well, does it?
Yeah, I know you like Norbit. I can't
I think
condone
Norbit's
that
good.
behavior.
And you know what? I think this movie is like fine. I don't think it's good, but I think it's serviceable.
I would take this movie over Norbit 10 out of 10, and I would and I would dance on your grave to do it. That's what I would do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Rude. There is almost nothing to talk about with this fucking movie, with the exception of during an interview, Scott Caan teased for Meet Dave 2, but due to the movie bombing at the box office, the sequel didn't happen.
But Eddie wasn't going to do Meet Dave 2, just Scott Caan?
Yeah, probably.
You've already met Dave. You got to meet somebody else now.
No, I think he was gonna. He probably thought it was gonna be a big hit, which is hilarious.
Yes. It's all right. He got on Hawaii 5-0. He'll be okay.
Yeah. Just a couple things. To promote this movie, the studio put a big Eddie Murphy head on a trailer to tour the U.S.
Here's the problem. I hear a thing called Meet Dave.
Here's the problem.
Here's the problem. I hear something called Meet Dave. I am not at all thinking of getting a sci-fi alien spaceship romp. There's nothing spacey like Pluto Nash. That sounds like I'm getting a space movie.
Well, let me tell you, co-writer Bill Corbett originally pitched the idea to sci-fi.com as a possible web series. That's all I got for you. I want to read you Peter Travers of the Rolling Stone in his review, okay? He gave it a negative review.
Sure.
Murphy, teaming again with his Norbit director Brian Robbins, is assuming we'll all line up for lazy-ass toilet jokes and pay for the privilege. Prove him wrong! Please! Please! Claudia Puig of USA Today wrote, if only the movie had heeded its own advice and tried to be different from the standard formula, we might have enjoyed the powerful force of this big star and his gift for physical comedy, if the movie offered fresh scenarios and fewer predictable jokes.
Yeah, I think like there was a world where Eddie could have done or here's what the thought I had. What if
solve this movie?
Eddie is piloting the spaceship, but the spaceship doesn't look like Eddie. It looks like Jim Carrey. Now we got ourselves a movie.
Yeah.
Right? Eddie gets to do his stuff. Jim gets to do a lot of the physical stuff. Mm-hmm. You have two stars of the movie, and they both feel like they're the stars. It works.
Sure.
Though I guess you don't get the taxi cab joke. Jim just hails the taxi, and it stops, and it's fine.
Oh, yeah. We had to have that one. 2008, too. Is that still happening?
It's probably still happening now.
The film's poor performance became a joke for comedians. Jay Leno said that the film's title was going to be changed to Meet Dave at Blockbuster, insinuating that the movie should have been a straight-to-DVD release.
We got the insinuation. Yeah, I'm following.
In the also Fox-produced Family Guy episode, Friends of Peter G., during the Mr. Booze song number, Carl mentioned that since he started drinking, he has never left his couch and has seen every movie ever made. Meet Dave is the first movie called out, and Carl mentions he has seen it. A+ joke writing.
It just feels... Yeah, great. Good work, Family Guy. It is not the worst movie Eddie has made. Perhaps by far, it is not. He's got real stinkers on there. He loves crapping on. Yeah,
I still have Vampire in Brooklyn. That's a bad one. I think that's my least favorite one. Vampire in Brooklyn.
That one is such a big miss from every conceivable
it's just like,
angle. What
are we doing? And it's Wes Craven, like right in the middle of him, like in his spot.
Horror guru Wes Craven thinks he's making a comedy. Comedy legend Eddie Murphy thinks he's making a horror film. How could that movie have turned out terribly? Oh, geez, I wonder.
He just finished making New Nightmare, and he's just about to make Scream. He was in the zone. Yeah. Bill Corbett said he would love to record a Meet Dave track on Riff Tracks, a site featuring downloadable audio commentaries recorded by Mystery Science Theater 3000 alum Michael J. Nelson. I guess he can do that. Eddie Murphy does not like this movie.
They put an It's a Wonderful Life cameo in there for you, Joe.
I know. That's why I got an extra star. I was like, well, I'm easy. It's also funny because Jim Carrey had the It's a Wonderful Life in Bruce Almighty.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to lasso the moon for you, Jennifer Aniston. I'll get you that moon.
And Ed Helms plays a dick in that movie, too. Yeah, Ed Helms kind of doing the Ed Helms thing that he seems to always get in this era. That Jason Sudeikis, Jennifer Aniston movie, he was the same kind of character in there, too. Just like big asshole guy. They turned him into this in The Office by the end of that show's run. Like, everybody just kind of found out that Ed Helms' wheelhouse was, in fact, being, like, kind of an asshole dude.
Yeah, do I like Ed Helms? Because, well, then he plays, like, the dingus in the Hangover movies.
Oh, yeah.
Where everybody just keeps, like, cracking on him. And he just becomes, like, this pushover schlub.
Yeah, that's coming out in a couple years, right?
I think it's actually the next year.
Yeah, okay. He was getting busy.
The next summer, he's like, okay, I got a real hit.
Yeah.
I'm in a movie that's bigger than anything that Eddie's been in since Beverly Hills Cop.
Gotcha, sucker.
Do you remember how much money The Hangover made?
Made a crap ton of money. Till Deadpool came around.
Yeah.
It's interesting, Eddie's like, all right, we've landed on Earth. I need to know all of the human linguistics and all about their English stuff. And I'm like, you've been speaking English the whole movie, guys. What do you still need to know? And they were kind of fast and loose with, it seemed like most idioms they didn't get, but then like at one point the kid's like, I'm just messing with you. And they understood that completely. So they're kind of picking and choosing out of plot convenience and joke convenience when they wanted him to misunderstand things.
Yeah, the Hangover series made like over $1 billion combined. That's crazy.
Yeah, most of that in the first movie.
Actually, the second movie was bigger.
Wow, because nobody liked that movie.
Much less.
Well, at that point, they caught on. They're like, okay, we're not falling for it again.
Yeah, that one wasn't good. The second one was like...
The second one was we're doing the Home Alone 2 thing.
Yeah, exactly. That is a perfect one-to-one with that. That is so good. I guess, part 3 is like Home Alone 3. You're like, we're just going to trade the characters in?
This is a very different thing we're doing here. So the Elizabeth Banks, who they didn't want to be blonde in this movie.
She's not blonde in this?
She didn't look blonde in this. Did she look blonde to you? She looked like she had like brown hair to me.
I don't remember now.
And I was like, you couldn't find a brown-haired lady? They're out there.
Wait, did they really dye her hair?
Or is she naturally brown?
No, she's definitely blonde.
Okay.
I'll eat my words if she's not.
All right, I believe
There's
it.
no pictures of her. I don't know.
She hits him. She's on the ground. Everybody's like looking at him. She turns away to like get something out of the car or whatever. And when she comes back, he's gone. And she's like, where did they go? And everybody's like, we don't know. And I go, what do you mean you don't know? You were all just effing looking at him. You didn't all magically suddenly turn away for no reason. See? Another draft could have cleaned that one up. All right. Like also aside from Eddie's love interest betraying and unbetraying him really quickly, the guard also betrays the bad guy really quickly. Like, all the guards are just like, yeah, you know what? We actually don't like this guy. We're sorry. Right? And then they're like, all right, the choice is to save this planet or save your own planet. That's a tough choice, but they make it very easily for whatever reason. And then the lady's like, don't worry, Captain. You did good. You saved 2 planets today. And I go, no, your planet's still effed. You got to find a salt for that planet. You don't give up yet. Kevin Hart subplot doesn't really amount to much. It gets the cops to them, but... You could be like, oh, there's a whole big thing going on at the Statue of Liberty. Let's go back there. And then I guess you just left Ed Helms behind in that butt because you ejected in the shoe, but he was jailed in the butt. So maybe that was going to be the sequel of Scott Caan versus Ed Helms. No wonder nobody wanted to come out for that.
Wow. Can you imagine we got a sequel to a flop starring Scott Caan and Ed Helms in 2009? Because we're making that. We're getting on that.
Ed Helms is like, all right, but I want hangover money. Like, let's.
Well, this is before he had his deal. We got to lock him in.
Poor Britney Spears taking a couple of stray shots in this film.
This is definitely has to be around the time where she did her haircut, right? Or is that even?
Yeah, because like she's on like the tabloid with the bad haircut.
Okay. It was a moment.
Also, and obviously the movie doesn't care about logistics because we have a bunch of tiny people piloting a human-sized spaceship. But like when Eddie Murphy comes out to speak to the crowd, they wouldn't hear him. He's too small. His voice wouldn't project. He should have stayed in the human body.
Hold up.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized?
What?
We just watched Jim Carrey do the exact same thing in Horton Hears a Who.
Yes.
The hearing of... Oh, my God.
The logic there,
why?
I guess, is like...
The parallels are insane.
Yeah, Eddie, he's got the really good hearing. He's got elephant hearing because he's got big old ears.
Yeah, sure.
I guess that is the thought behind it.
Yeah, usually when there's like a tiny person yelling at a large-sized human, there was like squeaky voice, but there's no squeaky voices.
Yep. I'm just Eddie, talking at a normal volume, and you're all hearing me and the gravitas in my voice.
In New York City.
In New York City.
Not known for being silent most of the time.
I found it odd. I was like, so she hits him with the car. She brings him up to try to make him breakfast so he won't sue. He keeps doing weirder and weirder behavior, and I kept wondering, like, at what point will you think inviting the weird man into your apartment was a bad idea in New York City?
Yeah, she's so naive.
At what point are you like, yeah, I probably don't need him to know where I live and have him in there with me? What behavior was going to be like, okay, I think it's time that you leave, sir.
Okay. So is she the Keenan in the situation and he's the Kel? Because he's kind of just like, okay, are we on board with that?
Definitely,
okay.
she's the Keenan.
Okay.
Her get-rich-quick scheme is to not get sued. That's a great way to not to stay rich. You want to know how this movie's old, Joe?
Oh, yeah? Oh, those are like flip phones or something?
I'm sure those are there. But no, an adult male can walk into a school without any paperwork or prior authorization and instantly be let into a classroom full of kids. Just so easy to do.
Oh my god.
Also, MySpace is referenced instead of Facebook. No one's talking about Facebook. They're talking about meeting people on MySpace.
I think at that point there had probably been only 6 school
Facebook?
shootings. No, I said 6 school shootings.
Okay.
It just really got out of hand at a certain point.
6 is like whatever. Australia went all baby and they were like, ooh, there's been 1. Let's get rid of guns. Ooh. We're like 6, put more, give the teachers guns. Let's fucking stop this shit.
I always think of that Simpsons episode where they get rid of the guns and then the ghosts come back and they're like, we got the guns! And then they're all mad at like Lisa for getting rid of the guns.
Yeah, you don't want the ghost of dead cowboys and Kaiser Wilhelm II to come back, and that's why you got to keep all the guns. That's what the guns are for.
Oh my god! It wrapped up so fast. It was breezy. You know, I can't really complain when they're that fast.
Also, the power supply, like how much was left in the body, which was like a big ticking clock thing, that kept like changing magically. They're like, all right, you've only got 12 hours left. Meanwhile, 36 hours later, they're still running just fine.
How do we skirt by that one?
And I was like, okay, well, they gave him the shock thing. Like, maybe that's why, but nobody really addressed it. I'm like, okay, we've recharged for a little bit of time. Let's try to, like, it just was like whatever the script needed at that time. That feels very first draft-y.
They were also about to destroy Earth. And then because of the kindness of a stranger, they're like, nah.
Well, they seem to, like, evolve human emotions the longer they stayed on Earth.
Rapidly.
I wish they kind of talked about that more. They wanted 1 or 2 references of being like, this is weird, and then they just kind of rolled with it. I wish they would kind of like, Eddie's like, yeah, I do feel different. Why is this happening to me? Is this good that this is happening to me? I don't know. And then they can be like, we could have ended up like Ed Helms too. It just brought that out of him instead of one of our positive things. That's unfortunate. Other drafts could have really honed into that.
Yeah, Gabrielle Union, though, she was very open to, like, new ideas. And she was like, we should listen to these people. And we should be kind to these people. And then we should also
betray our captains at the first sign. Let's do it.
Did she have a crush on him?
She had a crush on Eddie. And then first of all, the dress does work on him. He's just like looking at her for a good 20 seconds. And he's only not looking at her because he has to go do his job. And she's just like, how dare you try to save the whole crew and our whole planet instead of paying extra attention to me. Could have just been like, all right, Eddie, I'll come back at another time. Instead of like, no, I'm going to betray you to the captain. To the second in command captain. I don't even agree with philosophically, and then immediately betray him too because I got a lot of time on my hands.
We got to get this one rolling. We can't be dilly dallying.
Can't.
79 minutes.
The species must have very strong exoskeletons because they get kicked out of Eddie's nose and they land on the ground some 6 feet down and they're totally fine. We would not survive that scale of fall. We would be little smushed grapes.
I think if they got to like a 4th draft, they would have actually considered that.
Well, because then they're like, oh no, how are we ever going to get back on our body? And they're like, oh hey, it's over there. Let's just get back in there. And then they do. Like it was a very quick session of some bad CG, and then they're just like in there again. And now they're like, all right, we're back, and we want to take over the ship. And Ed Helms is like, haha, likely. And his guards are like, yeah, we want him to take over the ship too. And he's like, what? I just got here, guys. What the F? Very in and out, very quickly.
Eddie used to be more involved with his scripts, and now he kind of just not like a gun for hire, but like he'll just take whatever's there, and he'll be like, oh, I'll just work with it.
Yeah, maybe that was the problem. Eddie didn't Just like he just accepted the script as it was. Yeah, he didn't put some Eddie into it. And some moments
Not
he was
much,
able to
at
take
least.
advantage of, and some moments he didn't, but he didn't seem to care to either. Because I bet he could have.
Yeah. It's just funny that this is his, this is like one of his worst movies, but he says that every time a movie doesn't make money. He's like, this is one of my worst movies.
Yeah, I don't buy him. I bet he would have been like, yeah, we had fun in this one if it had done well, or just said nothing. I think he just like wants to own how shitty it is and get ahead of it. He's like, you can't make fun of me because I'm making fun of me first, you jerks.
Thanks a lot, Jay Leno.
Yeah, man, I got some cars. I can't do it because my voice is still recovering, but that's the gist.
Jay Leno looks like he's been beaten up by a golem right now. He looks terrifying.
I saw him in person at a comedy club. He did a set there.
Did he have like a black eye?
Yeah, he did not look great, but he sounded fine. He's moving fine. He just is looking old, just like you.
No.
Just like you, Joe.
I'm not going into that right now. I'll tell you about that later.
Hi, you want a little Drew Carey musical licensing rights?
Absolutely.
Moon over Parma, bring my love to me tonight. Guide her to East Lake.
I only got one for you today, very quick.
Okay.
But Drew Carey's dating a vegan, like an animal lover person.
What year was this one?
2001?
Wow. That's getting on top of the vegan train early.
Drew
I feel like
Carey,
that was a thing later
yeah,
on.
he's doing some stuff ahead of time. They were one of the first shows to go HT. He wants to like get out there. Anyway, he's dating one of them vegans, one of them vegan ladies. But oh no, his beer company has set up a barbecue with all these bar owners to get him to sample the beer that they make. And now she's like, you can't serve meat at this thing. And he's like, okay, I won't do it, honey. But everybody else is like, well, we're going to do it anyway and just not tell you. She accidentally eats the meat, the vegan. And Mimi's there with a video camera, and she wants to catch it all on tape with the dramatic irony, because we know she's eating meat, and they know she's eating meat.
Did she have one of those like big ones that hang over your shoulders?
No, it wasn't that big anymore. It was early 2000s. But anyway, she like sings the Candid Camera theme song, if you remember that show. She sings that theme song and then like ends it to the same tune, but talking about how she's eating red meat. So just about all of that gets cut, except for the sing-songy part about her eating red meat. They were allowed to keep that. That was deemed not melodious enough to the original, but they cut it all out. It's a really awkward cut. But, they were able to salvage just about enough of it. The lack of build-up kind of feels a little bad for the joke, but otherwise reasonable. There you go. I'm getting close to season 7, so we're in the home stretch. At some point, the viewership goes down. They're probably not going to have a lot of music money anymore, and this will come up less, but we'll see.
We're going to talk some rock news.
I was a rock watcher.
Oh my goodness, how could I forget? Yes, the torrents of news that came in this week. Why don't you... You're tapped in, so why don't you lead us off?
Well, the Venice Film Festival just happened. The Venice Film Festival has just happened, and Benny Safdie's sports drama starring Dwayne and Emily Blunt just premiered. Got a...
Jungle Cruise 2, you mean? No.
Talking about The Smashing Machine, a dramatic turn for Mr. Johnson.
Which one of them plays the Smashing Machine?
Well, I'm going to give you one hint. I'm talking about the big, large man. Oh, wait. He's not so large anymore.
Uh-oh.
We've had dramatic Dwayne drop off. He's put away a lot of that muscle. He said, no more.
Was that for the movie, or is this just a personal decision?
No, he is enormous in the movie.
Okay. And then he said, all right, this is too much. I feel ridiculous.
Yeah, because he's like in his like mid-50s now. He took the Batista thing. He's like, I'm going to get a little smaller now. But, Batista's a better actor.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm pulling for Dwayne. I want him to do something interesting. I hope this is it. And I love Benny, so I have good feelings.
I don't know. I feel like I could...
Have you seen the trailer at all yet?
No, I've been avoiding the trailer because I want to go in and be like not expecting what kind of performance I'm getting. Like this could be a very hokey performance, or it could be like, wow, all right, he can do some shit.
From the trailer, it seems very sincere.
I know, it's just so easy for a movie like this to get.
But it's also Benny Safdie. It's not going to... Okay, you never watched this, but I've heard... This movie has been compared to the Showtime show that Benny Safdie did with Nathan Fielder and Emma Stone. Remember The Curse?
Yeah.
That's what I've heard this compared to, and I'm like, how? Tell me how is that really, like, how is that relevant at all to this movie? Because that show was off the what are we doing? In the last episode, I just needed to watch that show. It was one of my favorites. I never watched TV, and I watched that whole thing, and it never got recognized, of course, because it was watched by like 4 people, and I was one of them.
Yeah. Well, at least you have a little club you can go to every week.
Yeah, I don't know where they are though. We're all spread out.
You gotta use one of the message boards. You gotta use one of them AOL chats.
Yeah.
You gotta use one of them forums.
Well, I think it premiered like almost 2 years ago now, so I don't think it's alive anymore. Benny Safdie doesn't usually conform to normal standards.
Yeah.
He's an interesting director.
We'll see. I am just going in with low expectations, and then it will be easier for the film to meet them and exceed them. I'm doing you a favor, The Rock.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just kind of... We'll see. Because the trailer is, like, really, like, sports drama-y. But I've heard otherwise from reviews.
It's like Varsity Blues, you're saying.
Is that with Dawson's Creek guy?
Yeah.
James.
He's like, I don't want your life, Dad.
So that was very good.
Yeah. And I was always imagining like that'd be like me and my son someday, but I'm like, you're going to learn your Latin participles and you're going to like it. And he's like, I don't want your life, Dad. I want to go and play sports and I want to be on the football team and kiss cheerleaders. And I'm like, if you live in my house, you're going to live under my rules and you're going to learn your classical antiquity.
And he's going to be like, and I like Vicky and I like her boobies.
Yes, that's what I think will happen.
I like how you're Kathy Bates in that. Yeah. Anything more about Meet Dave? Have we finished meeting Dave?
Okay, hold on. I just want to talk about because like the Rock got like a whatever, one of those 10-minute standing ovations.
Got 15 minutes, and there were tears streaming down his face.
Whatever. I've heard that same thing with with the Godfather guy and Megalopolis. So I know that actually means nothing. I'm sure there are producers, yeah.
I feel like that was maybe like a 3-minute ovation.
I'm sure there are producers out in the audience being like, everybody stay applauding. We're all applauding. Like, does the applause time go if like only 2 people are still doing it and they're just like checking their watches to make sure it's been long enough?
Well,
I don't buy it. I
believe so. This was like a very strange one because Seth Rogen was there, and as I've watched the studio, and he is getting ideas for his next season of the studio. And apparently, he was he had a camera, just like Mimi had her camera.
Yeah, in the Drew Carey show.
Yes, and so he was just like filming The Rock and Benny Safdie like during their standing ovation. It's a weird video.
Yeah, that's an odd thing to want to do.
But so he's on board with it, and I like Seth Rogen, as you know.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll see. It's, you know what?
Every movie at these festivals gets like a 10-minute standing ovation. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
Smashing Machine, 1 month away.
Oh, really?
That's it. October 3rd.
That feels a little too early for the Oscar play. They're like, it's good, but like, it's not that good. If they really believed in it, it would be like December 16th.
No, if they really believed in it, it'd be right before Thanksgiving, so it could be the Bohemian Rhapsody one.
Another good point. No, it's, just in time for Halloween. Just in time for, what is it, Rosh Hashanah, Ramadan, there's something in October. Diwali.
Yeah, right around there, Rosh Hashanah. Dwayne crowd.
Yes. Okay, so I guess we're going to do that soon, and we'll finally know the answer.
And we also got Julia Roberts' movie coming out, After the Hunt with Luca Guadagnino.
When's that one coming out?
I don't know. It didn't do well. I heard mixed reviews on that one.
It only got an 8-minute standing ovation.
I actually think it was 8 minutes.
And that movie's going to be totally fine, and we're going to be like, you people are just used to The Rock making crap, and you're like, oh, finally, you did something, The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's all that is. It's like, oh, okay, you did a real thing. Good work, The Rock. Oh, look, you're not in a jungle with a T-shirt. Interesting.
Well, I don't know if you want to save it for when we talk about the movie, but he did a very long press conference after the movie, and he said, I think I sent it to you, he's felt pigeonholed by the movie industry because There's a certain amount of money his movies have to make every time, and if he doesn't make that, then he's put more pressure on to make these bigger movies.
Jeez, why do your movies have to make so much money when you're making $50 million a movie? Why would your movies have to make that? That's crazy. Why would they have to? Why would your movies have to make so much money if every movie you do is a sequel? Why would that have to? It just isn't adding up. I don't get it.
And if he didn't want to make these giant movies, why was he going to take on a superhero franchise in the last 3 years?
Yeah, why would they have to make a lot of money if you were going to restructure the DC hierarchy? Why would you're like, I'm going to restructure it into a collection of indie superhero films. They're all going to be little $10 million superhero blockbusters. No. The Rock, you were the one who called yourself Franchise Viagra. You were the one who were marketing yourself as that. Don't you? You pigeonholed you. No one controls your image more than you. I've seen you do it. You're just a bunch of BS. And now you're like, oh, but I'm the sensitive art guy now. I want to.
I dropped 110 pounds of muscle, and now I'm the sensitive
Clearly,
art
my
guy.
previous method keeps not working anymore. So now I've got to pivot, and I'm going to try to do the Adam Sandler thing. But you're going to be way more surprised when I do it because I've done it a lot less and a lot less successfully. I'm not falling for it, The Rock.
Critics are all praising him. An emotional 15-minute standing ovation. I sent that to you if you want to watch that too.
I don't. I've seen enough of them.
And then the quote The Rock said was, I've been scared to go deep and intense and raw.
No.
Until now.
Not true. You just have been taking the paychecks. That's what you've been afraid to not take the giant payouts. That's what it's been so far.
But did no one watch Gridiron Gang?
Yeah, you gave up on that real quick. What do you like?
That was a pretty good raw movie.
You did your fun little arty things when you were working your way up, and once you got into Fast and the Furious, you didn't have to look back anymore, and you didn't. Pressure. Pfft. Jesus Christ, they let you come whenever you feel like it. You show up on set whenever you want. What do you pressure? It's BS nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not falling for it. Sob story. He'll make a great president with all the lying and spinning he does, but I'm not falling for this.
I've heard if he wins the Oscar, he is running for president.
Fine, whatever. It's all a shit show now anyway. It doesn't matter anymore.
Good Lord.
It's not like there are any other candidates that seem to be qualified or worthy. No party has shaped up the next generation of young, exciting politicians. So fine. If I got a choice between a bunch of skeletons in a closet and The Rock, it doesn't really matter at that point.
The Rock knows how to go on a path of vengeance, though.
He's like, oh, yeah, you didn't vote for my Oscar win? Looks like you're getting the people's elbow, DOJ style.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember stuff.
That's one of his moves.
Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember how he tells the people, raises the people's eyebrow?
The people's elbow is preceded by the people's eyebrow.
Yeah, because he's like, and then he drops the elbow.
He does wink towards camera should I do it? And the crowd's like, yeah, you should do it. He's like, are you sure I should?
I mean, he almost winks, but that's when the eyebrow goes up.
Yeah. That's his version of the wink. It's like the raptor in Jurassic Park 5. He's like, oh, should I eat this guy? The guy thinks I'm sleeping. Should I eat him, audience? And the audience is like, yeah, go eat that sucker.
Alan.
That's Jurassic Park 3, of which I have the board game. If you want to play the Jurassic Park 3 board game with me.
Definitely. We are absolutely playing. Yes.
It is the most fun a random number generator could ever be, the Jurassic Park 3 board game. All right.
That's also another 85-minute movie. That's a short one.
All right. What are your last looks on Meet Dave?
Well, I met him. I hung out with him for the 79 minutes, and I was like, not bad. Probably won't watch it again, but not bad. It's short. I can't complain when it's that short. When it's the 2 hours, I'm like, ooh. No.
Yeah, my last looks, why is that this movie? I guess he and this Brian Robbins fellow or have some kind of a connection to each other. They
chums.
Despite Norbit not doing well, they seem to have built a connection, and Eddie was trying to go again. Or did Norbit come out really recently and they didn't know it was going to be bad yet when they started making this?
Yeah, when Norbit was 2007, this was 2008. It's a direct follow-up.
They're like, oh yeah, Norbit of course is going to be a smash hit. Let's definitely go again. It's weird that Eddie went back a third time, quite frankly.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Norbit definitely didn't kill your Oscar win there. No way. Just please sign on to this movie so I get this greenlit, please.
Yeah, it's like, fool me once. Okay, Eddie.
We need to meet Dave, Eddie. Are we ready to meet Dave, Eddie?
People need to meet him. They got to meet Dave. Yeah, for me, better than Norbit. I'll take it. It's fine.
Norbit's good.
Time to end the podcast now. I'd like to thank Cardma for making the cards that help us say all the things we wish we could say in person. Now we don't have to say it to somebody's face. I'd like to thank Van Rensselaer for minding those audio boards and keeping us sound so slippery smooth. I'd like to thank my co-host, Joe Vekeman, for stopping by.
Well, thank you.
And I am your host, Patrick Scale. You can find my features, documentaries, short films, video essays, animations, behind-the-scenes footage, and so much more at QuixoticUnited.com and social media, presumably with a similar sounding name. Thank you all for listening. Joe, say goodnight.
Good night. The Criterion closet.
I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't let us in because we're the riffraff.
No, wait, no. We're more than the
They
riffraff.
let anyone into the Criterion closet?
They do. They just, you have to find it where it's like parked or whatever, because it's like a traveling tour bus.
And then I just like go in and I'm like, ooh, movies, and then I leave.
Yeah, well, it's when you go in there, it's you don't get them for free, but you get them for like a discount because you're going on the bus.
Or like you can buy things from them.
Oh yeah, of course. They have everyone in there, every single one of them. I know, right? Oy, oy, oy.
I don't know. It always looks so small in the thumbnail, in the video thumbnail.
It looks very small. You will probably have to duck your head a little bit.
And I'll have to get all scrunched up and I'll be like, where are things? And I'll be like, oh, look, Alphaville. When are you going to put that out on Blu-ray, you jerks? It's like one of the first DVDs you made and then you sat on it for like 12 years and did nothing.
Yeah. They've done the second one, though, because the second one is Seven Samurai. I have a Blu-ray of that.
I know when I get into Alphaville. Or we like, hey, where's The Passenger? You gonna do that one yet?
No.
Give me a little Antonioni.
Why would they? Why not finish it off?
Yeah, what else am I hunting for? I don't know. What has angered me? Oh, Sacrifice? You're gonna give me that one?
Oh, angered you? You mean Anger Management? The Stephen Brill film?
Yeah, you guys gonna get Anger Management Criterion? You gonna give me one of those?
You know, I gotta tell you, threw it on Netflix the other day because I was cooking, and I was like, this movie's cooking.
No.
Good movie. Much funnier than I remembered. I couldn't stop laughing.
That's all the drugs from your broken finger, like, taking over.
I haven't taken any drugs for it. I still haven't picked them up from CVS.
They shot you up full of Novocaine, and you're like, haha, anger management's funny, haha.
They definitely did that, but that was a day after I started watching it.
Oh, no.
I'm telling you, it was funny. John Turturro in it, very funny. Harry Dean Stanton is the blind man who gets a tennis ball thrown at his head by Kevin Nealon. That's some good shit.
Remember when Quentin Tarantino was a blind man in an Adam Sandler film?
Oh yeah, he was like a priest or something.
Yeah, he's like a crazy rapturous priest.
The Lord thinks you make the Lord very nervous.
and then Sandler and Tarantino never crossed paths again.
It could still happen. He's got one more movie he says he's gonna make.
Yeah,
he hasn't made it yet.
One more, yeah, gotcha. Uh-huh.
What a loser. I don't subscribe to that. I subscribe to the Spike Lee method, which is just keep making movies. Who cares if they hit or miss?
They just make them. Maybe that's the problem, man.
That's the fun part about them. If they miss, that's a weird one. Why'd you do that?
And it could become a hidden gem at some point, too. You never know.
Yeah. Like, trying to think of a Scorsese that just didn't click with me, but I liked later.
Dune.
That's Lynch.
I know, but what if he had?
What if Scorsese did?
What if Scorsese were the one who made Dune?
Well,
what would that movie be?
Well, the big one is that Scorsese was supposed to direct Schindler's List, and Spielberg was supposed to direct Last Temptation of Christ. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Glad they switched. Glad they did like the handshake switch.
Okay.
We watched a movie this week, didn't we?
We did. We can talk about it.
We watched it a long time ago. I watched it almost a week ago now.
Hey, let's not let the audience peek behind the curtain. It's fresh in our minds, people. I've got notes. I don't know about Joe, but I write things down.
I don't have any notes, but I jogged my memory because I did read some plot synopsis.
All right. Well, I'm just going to get to the episode, and then you can give us the plot synopsis. Since you've
good.
worked so hard on reading them.
I have read 6 of them now.
Great.